What is up, Roanoke? Sorry about the hair. Yeah, that's why I wear a ball cap. Look at that. Look like a fishtail going on.
I like what you did there.
That's right. Selena likes when I part it in the middle.
Right.
That's the best. Oh, absolutely.
Oh, guess what I'm doing when I get home tonight, baby?
Girls just love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She won't let me do the mullet thing.
The wings look better when I had blonde hair.
I look back and somebody sent me pictures of, I had to be 7th or 8th grade, and I had some kind of little certificate in my hand.
Right.
And they sent that. And I don't have many pictures of me as a child,
right.
Just because foster care and all that. And,
right.
And so I was like, oh my gosh. And then if you look closely, though, and it had to be 7th grade going into 8th because my hair was shorter. 7th grade, my hair was long, and I had a mullet.
Right.
But it was actually the mullet with the part middle. So I had the ugly hair. So 8th grade, or summer of 8th grade going into 7th grade going into 8th grade.
Right.
I cut my hair a little shorter to fit in the football helmet a little better,
right.
But it was still parted in the middle. So I was looking at the picture, it's like, oh yeah, that's a part in the middle.
I got you figured for a Kevin Green look.
Which was
remember Kevin Green played for the Panthers? Always had the wings, and I mean his hair was like down to here. Defense.
Oh yeah, no, mine went to my shoulder. That was about it. It didn't get super long. I mean, it was long, but not super long.
I guess a better one that people remember a little more is like Clay Matthews.
Oh yeah,
but Clay didn't have the wings going. So.
And then I think the summer of 8th to 9th, I started skating. And then I had the long bangs.
Oh, yeah, had it down here.
And they were curly, and
Because you weren't a skater in the 80s if you didn't do this.
That's right. Well, it's split with part of it, like when you kick off on the skateboard.
Right.
So how was your last 2 weeks? We've been passing sickness and everything.
We finally got everybody healthy in the house. Unfortunately, I think Mary is not feeling 100%. But
I'd put her out.
But if you spent 24/7 around me for 2 days, you'd feel a little sick to your stomach too.
Maybe you set her up in the RV and just be like, "Hey, you gotta stay out here. I'm gonna feed you. We're gonna take good care."
She cooks better than me. I'm gonna have to come out to the RV and go, "Hey, baby, everybody's kind of looking for this."
So I'll be passing the food through the window.
Think you can make that happen on that little stove over there?
I don't know that you guys have had a full day of. Maybe this week was a full week of school.
Yeah, so far
since the beginning of the year.
Yep. This I think this is going to be our first full week because the one time that the school was going to go, that the school went for a week.
Right.
Yep. I had 2 different kids out, one at the beginning, one at the end, and it was just like, oh my god.
He said, "What the hell?" I'm just talking about just sequestering you, Mary. Just trying to get rid of the cooties. That's it.
Apparently, they can hear us just fine. We forgot to do our sound check at the beginning.
We did. We jumped right into me parting my hair in the middle.
Right. But Mary and I went to the Heart Ball. The Saturday after the last podcast we did, and that was pretty nice. Even in this economy, there are people with money that they just want to throw away a couple $1,000.
Okay.
Which is great. I mean, it went to a good cause.
Right.
So, that's the whole thing. So a couple of the things, I'm sitting there going, who in the world paid $1,600 for 4 tickets to the Redskins game?
Right.
I'm sorry, the Commanders. I mean, it is box seats.
Right.
But it's 4 tickets to the you have to watch the Redskins. I don't care what team you picked for the other side on the game, but nah, who the heck pays $1,600 to go there?
Maybe they got a coupon for something like $14.99 off for her.
But so we had that, and that was real nice because we rarely get just go out, dress up, and do, for lack of a better phrase, hoity-toity things.
Right.
And she deserves hoity-toity, real nice dinner kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we did that, and Yeah, just it's been busy, but not a lot to talk about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Got my CEs done. So yay on that.
Are you continuing education?
Now I'm just waiting for it to post a depot because I ain't paying the renewal fee until those post.
Right.
But other than that, yeah, I think we're pretty good.
Good.
How about y'all?
We've just been gearing up for candy stuff and kind of testing out new flavors and things like that, and adjusting. Like our peanut brittle, we decided that we're going to cut the peanuts a little smaller, just
Okay.
kind of rough chop them.
Right.
That way, it's a little peanut and a little bit of peanuts and all the bites of. Because what I found is they puff up in the freeze dryer.
Right.
You've got some bites that don't have anything in it. It's just the peanut brittle part. There's no peanut in it.
Oh, gotcha.
If that makes sense.
Right.
And nobody really gives a crap but me
Right.
and my wife. But I think,
Right.
it's that quality thing that we're trying to, hey,
This is my product.
if I wouldn't, if I don't like the taste or I wouldn't eat it, then I'm probably not going to do it or
Right.
sell it or whatever.
Right.
Still trying to get the stupid all the state application finished. It's just tedious. I mean, we have 40 some items that we have on our list, so I've got to go through and do all the ingredients, and there's not a cheat sheet that I can go in. I've already tried to use ChatGTP and all that.
Right.
It won't pull the data. It'll put it in the data that I want, but it won't.
Come on, Elon.
So you may want to sleep on my sofa tonight.
I did bring up the RV.
That was my idea, Mary. That was my idea, and it was just to get the cooties out the house, because I know we've been passing those cooties too. And so last time I was sick, it was like, no, you stay in the bedroom, and so they made me stay in the bedroom. They'd pass food through the door. And,
Right.
You need anything? And so,
but I mean, there for a minute because Layla was sick long enough. We actually gave some thought to cutting a slit in the door.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And sometimes you have to just like, hey, you guys stay in this room, please.
Right.
Especially when you have multiple kids. Yeah. Right. At one time, I mean, it was probably 2 or 3 months before we all had a full week because everybody was just sick and just passing.
Right.
And that happens a lot when you come back from holidays too.
Right.
They get into school.
And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, it's okay. Mary's fuming. We didn't mean to make you mad, Mary. That was a good thing.
Dude, I'm going.
She said she's fine. She don't feel bad.
Right.
So you having birthday parties this weekend?
Yes.
Whose birthday party?
Carol, the 3 kids that we have, their mom. But her and James have, done a real good job. We're gonna do cheddars tomorrow.
Awesome. I haven't been to cheddars in a while. People keep asking us if we make the painkiller. I'm like, no, we don't. It's a frozen drink. No, we don't.
Right, I can't get that in there.
That's right. This is episode 32.
Nice.
Which is it's
7.5 months.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Especially since we had to miss last week.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's a good thing.
Uh-oh. How about now?
Can you hear me now? The nerd game must not be very strong because we had audio issues and maybe still having audio issues.
We'll see in a second. Let's give them a minute to get back.
Yeah, I like that movie, Up in Smoke with Cheech and Chong.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of stupid comedies like that.
Oh, me too. Dogma was hilarious.
All right, friends. We're
Okay.
good.
Awesome.
Good Lord. We hadn't even started the news yet.
I know.
I already lost it. We were talking about episode 32.
AT&T ain't gonna let me do this.
I know. Oh, yeah, we're talking about the outages. I got a lot done today with the phones down.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh, nobody's texting me. I'm good. Get to work. So, a lot of craziness happening in the Roanoke area lately, and I don't know if it's full moon or what the hell's going on. Roanoke City decided to cancel classes today,
right?
Because evidently there were some online threats through a Twitter account or through a Snapchat account.
All I heard was social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's through a Snapchat account that you set up with the school, like the school Snapchat.
Right.
And you actually have to register your email with them and stuff. So they thought they had gotten the person. He's a 35-year-old male.
Nice.
That they pretty sure had done it, but since they've caught him, now somebody else is doing it.
Of course.
Or they didn't catch the right person. Something. Right. Because there have been threats now, and these are threats like "Don't come to school," "I'm over this," "Somebody's gonna get hurt," type things.
Right.
Which is not funny.
No, it's not. It's not. Just like I keep trying to teach my 11-year-old, if you think you're funny, learn to read a room.
Yeah.
You know, because he'll come out with rude stuff. Mm-hmm. And with his 11-year-old buddies, I bet that's hilarious. to me and the teacher, that misses you teeth.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And I think it's got to be an 11, 12-year-old because Tegan does the same thing. And I'm like, even Selena will look at her and go, that was just rude.
Right.
And she's like, what? I was trying to be funny. And it's not. I don't think they get that humor yet. And they're making that transition into it. But yeah, Tegan does the same thing. And
maybe it's just the 11-year-old.
It's an 11, 12-year-old thing that they do. But evidently there was more threats after they arrested this guy. So
it may or may not have been him.
Right. His name was Stephen Carl Johnson, 35 years old.
Right.
So the FBI got involved and actually had arrested him.
It's just odd that would come out, or that would happen the same day that they announced Roanoke City has gone with a different transportation company for their buses.
Yeah.
For the school buses, because I forget the name of it. It's named after a town in Carolina. Is it Greensboro or Charlotte Zoom or something?
Yeah, something like that. I got it down here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, in our notes somewhere I've got it.
But it just seemed odd that would happen on the same day that,
Zoom, Z-U-M.
So is that why he's done?
Well, no, he had done something previous to this. And I guess Tuesday they did make that announcement. So this has been a couple of days.
Okay.
They did
I just heard it today.
Yeah, me too. But they had talked about it Tuesday about maybe going with a different person, a different company.
Okay.
And then they did an emergency session meeting Tuesday and voted in this new company.
Okay.
And so they've asked for input on what could be done better to maybe meet the transportation needs. So we'll skip on right over to that one to meet this transportation needs. And so they sent out a survey to all the parents and stuff. And they've actually gotten over 2,000 responses back.
Well, good.
And so, I mean, they're open to middle school kids riding with the high school kids, and they're open to even changing the school hours to make it fit. So.
Well, because I mean, it's been 2 or 3 years at least
Mhm.
that parents have to deal with buses coming late, not coming, and all that. It's past time for somebody to have gone, hey, it's time to look into this.
Right, you're not meeting your obligation on your contract.
Right.
So, and honestly, it's the city trying to save a buck.
Right.
The city should have never contracted that out.
Right.
Because now if they decide, hey, we don't even, Zone's not working either. They don't even own the buses. So I don't know. No, they sold the buses to that other company.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know what's in that contract because we're not privy to that. I guess we could probably be if we.
Well, and I really don't want to know what's in that contract.
I don't either.
My business. My kids go to county.
But there's got to be some kind of transfer of buses from this company to the new company.
Right.
So I don't know, like I said, I don't know. But I know that Roanoke City had sold those buses to that transportation company to be able to maintain them and everything. So,
teachers got to be irritated with kids coming in whenever.
Yeah. And the parent, everybody, even the kids.
I was going to say, and the kids are like, you going to school tomorrow? I have no idea.
We'll go stand at the bus stop and see what happens. And those parents that have to work, you put your kids on the school bus, he's going to school.
Yeah.
Then you get a call going, he didn't go to school today. What do I do now?
Come home for lunch and there he is.
So, yeah, I just, they should have kept it alone, left it alone and paid them people.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Paid them people.
Or just pay your own people.
That's how it should have been. Yeah, they should have never had a transportation company come in and do this.
Right.
It should have been left to the government to do.
Right. Right. And that's coming from two people who want the government out of as many personal decisions. Yeah. But this is your school. You handle the transportation.
Yeah, it's public transportation. Absolutely. So,
but our community faced a harrowing moment with a shooting in Northwest Roanoke, marking the second such incident on Hanover.
Today. Yeah, this morning they found 2 women shot. They arrested 2 gentlemen for that incident, and then this afternoon somebody else got shot.
Gotcha.
And killed on Hanover. And so second set of shootings today on that one. Right. And I have rental property on Hanover and all around Hanover.
It's occupied. Don't go jumping in. Don't go put your name in the hat quite yet.
Yeah, it is occupied. Then today, a lot of people in the area, actually across the country, maybe even the world, I don't know.
I heard it was nationwide.
Okay, so AT&T and Verizon and what was it? T-Mobile went down.
Yeah, it sounds like AT&T was the biggest one. Mm-hmm. Verizon did have some, and T-Mobile was kind of like hit and miss.
So there's been all kinds of speculation. AT&T came out and said it was a SIM card problem.
Right.
That they had some kind of just data issue. Then somebody else has come out and said it was from solar flares.
Solar flare.
Yeah. And then somebody else said this is just a test. But either way, Gen Z and a lot of the millennials and stuff, I'm sure they were struggling today for at least a couple hours.
Oh yeah. Well, and to be honest, I don't know how much they were because it.
Well, I couldn't
call or text, but if I was at the house on my internet,
it's because the Wi-Fi still works.
I could do anything on the internet,
right?
And Gen Z and all that, as long as they got internet, they're gonna figure it out,
right?
So, but
Virginia. This is funny, and this isn't. I run our things through a ChatGPT and just to make it flow a little better for us. Right. But Virginia, and this one has a curious Virginia bill addressing roadkill disposal. Has nothing to do with roadkill disposal. Did you read about the bill?
I have not read about the bill.
Okay,
but
so this bill that they're trying to pass, I don't care either way. But they're trying to pass a bill to where if you see roadkill and it looks pretty fresh, it's okay for you to pick that roadkill up and take it on home with you.
Okay.
Cook it, do whatever you want. Yeah. Well, no, it was already okay for deer or bear.
Right.
It was against the law for me to stop and pick up a raccoon off the road that I had passed.
Right.
So now they're just trying to make it okay for you to just kind of, I think it's cool, but I don't think that we should be paying for the hospital bill if that stuff was not good.
Right.
You know? I mean, I know there are people to eat it and cool at you, and maybe you know what to look for, but
exactly, and if that's how you go hunting, that's how you go hunting.
and I mean, I think if I were to hit a big deer with the car,
Right.
and that thing had a set of antlers on it, I'm gonna throw it in the back of the car.
Yeah, me too.
We both got a trophy today. You got my car, and I got your head.
Okay.
So, but yeah,
I would take it to a buddy of mine that dresses out deer
Yep.
and all that. Hey, if I'm going to bring it to you, I want a loin.
that's right. That's right.
You can have the rest of it.
But yeah, so I know West Virginia can already do that, and a lot of other states you can already pick up roadkill. So that doesn't bother me. I'm not picking it up. So
Right.
I gotta be super hungry.
Because usually what I find on our road is possum.
Right.
And I've seen what possums eat. I'm good.
They
Yeah.
eat bugs.
So wanted to get your idea on this because this pertains to your side hustle.
Right.
Virginia speaking of bills going through the legislature, and I think this one is actually already through. It's just waiting on
It's on his desk.
signature.
Mhm.
Cocktails to go. I mean, I know they used to have a on-off license. Does ABC still have an on-off license?
So you get an on-off license. That on-off license allows you to get like bottles of beer and stuff to go.
Right.
It doesn't allow you to get mixed drinks to go.
Right.
During COVID, they changed that to where, because everything was to go.
Right.
So they changed the rules to where you could get your drinks to go. And it's been in place. It hasn't expired, or maybe getting ready to, but they want to make it a permanent thing.
Right.
I don't care either way. It's up to the establishment of whether they want to do that or not.
Right.
For us, we don't right now because we don't have the to-go cups to go with it.
Right.
If somebody presses us, then we'll put a sticker on a regular to-go cup, but you just have to cover the straw handle.
Right.
Like when you get in the car, you won't take the lid off and drink it anyway.
Right. Well, I was going to say,
maybe that's a way to pump up the DUIs.
Well, I was going to say the only, I'm pro whatever you as an establishment want to do and handle it, But I know there was talk, and I think it passed. I don't know if it's still in effect, because it doesn't affect me anymore. I don't drink and get behind the wheel of a car. So I know it used to be, say you're tending bar, you serve this guy 7 drinks in an hour and a half, he leaves out and gets a DUI. I mean, he doesn't even have to hit or hurt anybody. If he gets pulled over for a DUI, you could be held responsible.
It's still that way.
So as long as, if you're going to give me the okay to give this dude a margarita for the road, as long as y'all understand, I'm not responsible once he gets in that car.
Right.
If he opens it up and does what you do with a margarita, this was your idea.
Right. I think they'll use that common sense part of it. I would hope that they would.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an idiot. When you get in your car, you open it, you pull the lid off and drinking that on the way home.
Right.
But I do want to try.
And I'll work with you if that's the only drink you got.
Yeah.
If you've been drinking Coke the whole time you've been here, I know you live by Memorial. Here's a margarita. Have at it.
Right. Well, you still, by law, it still have to have that lid thing on it.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't care either way because, like I said, we don't do a lot of them, and I'm not trying to do a lot of them to go.
Right.
I think if you're getting drinks to go like that, you just go home and make your own drink. It's going to be stronger anyway.
Exactly.
So that doesn't bother me, but I would like to see what they do because, I don't drink much, but when I go to Mexican restaurant, I love margaritas. I get them on the rocks with the salt rim, and just regular margarita. But El Rodeo has a super jumbo, not just a jumbo, but they got a super jumbo that's like this big. I want to get that to go. I want to see what kind of container they put it in,
Right.
and then I want to see if it's still just as strong as when it's in the thing.
Right.
So maybe for a future show, I'm going to get a Texas Jumbo margarita on the way here,
There you go.
and the Super Jumbo, and see what they put it in.
Yeah. Hey, here is my suggestion on the cocktails to go. Sell that thing like it's coming from IKEA. Here's the vodka. Here's the cranberry, or here's
you could.
Here's the rum. Here's the coconut.
So they assemble it themselves. You could. And I'd just salt the rim to piss them off, so it'd fall all over the places. There. Right. I'm going to salt that rim before you leave here. Right. So, but yeah, I think it's okay. There are other states like Texas. I know that's one of them, to where their drinking age is 21. But if, say, I bring Tegan to McAdoo's with us, and we're in Texas,
right.
I bring Tegan to McAdoo's, and I'd order 2 beers. She can have one. Right. As long as they give it to me and then I give it to her.
Right.
You have to be a guardian or like a husband, wife, like the 21-year-old marries a 20-year-old.
Right.
Then they have to, be married or whatever. But a legal guardian, there's several states like that.
Right.
So where you're just like, hey, here, you can have, let's take shots. So Virginia's not there. I don't know that we'll ever be there.
Right.
But,
right.
Yeah, it's not unheard of by any means. Roanoke and the stupid people. I think we're overtaking the Lynchburg news now.
Well, I think we are starting to, because out of 32 episodes, I think this is the 17th time we've brought this. It wasn't
at the airport this time, though. Well, it wasn't at the airport. It was it was at a post office facility processing. They found drugs. They found it was 9.5 pounds of psilocybin mushrooms. Okay. There was some methamphetamines in there, and then some THC cartridges.
Well, I mean, if it's a city post office, that's a lot of walking, man. Maybe you need some pick me up.
It was 3 different packages, and send one at a time, different times, or people. That's just don't send it through the mail at all.
Right.
But at the end of we just had fake IDs at McAdoo's last weekend. It was 5 kids. They looked 12 years old. Right. I was expecting one of their licenses to have McLovin on there. Right. I would look closely, but so there were 5 kids, all looked 12. Gave their IDs. The server's like, it's okay. I'm like, nah, I need to see them. Me and the other bartender's like, nah, we need to see those licenses. Right. And so we looked at them. They were all from North Carolina, all different thicknesses.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so they did a good job, but like the barcode on the back of North Carolina's license is close to the top and all the way to the top. Well, theirs was just enough far up on the top that, like, if I tried to scan it or something, it wouldn't scan.
Right.
And then, it was just inconsistent. If one of them had come in and shown that license, they would have gotten served all day long.
Right.
Even though I believe, and I would have asked them for another ID. Usually I'll ask for like a debit card or something.
Right.
With their name on it. Something that'll show that at least that matches. Because a lot of times when you get a fake ID, you're not getting a fake debit card.
Right.
And so you ask for that match, and I would have asked for a second ID, but I would have let it fly.
Right.
But when you got 5 little kids come in and they all got 5 licenses from all the same state,
right,
and they're different thicknesses. So I just went to the table. I was like, hey guys, we're not going to be able to accept these IDs, and we're not going to be able to serve you tonight.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Fine, we try and be done.
Yeah, I'm sure they bounced to somewhere else that didn't care as much. But it was just, you can't be so obvious.
Right. Right. Well, and speaking of drugs in Roanoke, we had a Roanoke city sheriff got busted bringing drugs to prisoners. Mm-hmm.
And so they sentenced him 4 years, and then 2 of those on probation.
Right.
So,
Right.
but yeah, he got caught bringing in drugs, and I'm sure it's other people too.
Right. I would say part of that probation is he's going to have no visitation with anybody in that jail.
Right.
Let's hope.
Yep. Absolutely. Roanoke Council voted 4-3 to go ahead with the Evans Spring plan, even though the community was against it.
Right.
At some point, the government has to start listening to the majority.
Well,
because
I completely and utterly agree with that. I simply word it differently. At some point, if the city wants its populace, its communities to trust it, it's got to get something right.
Right.
We just talked about the buses and how school's going. You know what? Maybe y'all should worry about the schools before you start going, oh, we don't care what you think.
Right. Or the 2 shootings on Hanover.
Yeah.
In a day.
Victory in the Valley.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. And you look at all the other land. So I have one of my bar regulars comes in on Mondays, and we've been talking about the spring deal. And it's 100 acres of developmental land, but that's also part of a wetland.
Right.
Which probably should be protected in Virginia, but you're gonna have to do so much over there to make sure it's not a wetland anymore.
Right.
There's a lot of development that's going to happen. But you look at, and you're not originally from here, but as you go down Peters Creek Extension, you got Peters Creek Extension and Shenandoah, or I don't know if it changed names, but it's on the corner where there's a Food Lion to the right. There's an empty hill here. Mm-hmm. And if you turn right, you go to the VA. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. So that empty hill there used to be about 400 plus apartments called Old Spanish Trace.
Okay.
The gentleman that owned it way back when, some of the buildings caught on fire and they just bulldozed the whole thing.
Okay.
So about 20 some years ago, the state took over that piece of property, and it's just been sitting vacant for over 20 years. Well, back in 2020 or 21, actually Roanoke Housing Development took over that property. That's owned by Roanoke City.
Right.
Why are you fighting people over wetlands?
Right.
When you've got, that the infrastructure, it probably needs to be updated now, but the lines are there.
Right.
It's vacant. Nobody's fighting to keep that a park. Nobody's fighting to keep that a walk through anything.
Right.
Why would you not look at developing that first over? And it has to do with all about the money.
Right.
It's all about these contractors coming in and building housing there instead of something that Roanoke Housing already owns.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And I feel that strongly about Pogues Mill Farm.
Yes.
The county bought it, going to put a school there. Oh, no, we decided we're not going to put a school there, but we're going to sell the land.
Come on,
really?
Guys. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And look, I mean, I'm probably the last person in line going, hey, don't make a profit. Do something different with it than make a profit. I'm probably the last one in line telling you to do that.
Right.
But come on.
It's a common sense thing, but it's all about it's about the money. And unfortunately, a lot of these developers are paying little to nothing for the land to develop and making a ton of money.
Well, it's kind of like now in real estate, it's called earnest money deposit. We used to call it good faith.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be called good faith money to show that, you are legitimately trying to purchase this. Right. You're not trying to jerk somebody around. The state, the county, the city, whatever, has to act in good faith with the community.
Right.
You've bought that land in that community, have that community's best interest at heart.
Right. Yeah. And that's the problem now. You look at, I don't know where she's at. There's a mayor right now being investigated by the FBI because she is going on all these expensive trips. Like she and her posse went to Vegas and spent $9,000.
Oh, nice.
And we're talking like she has full detailed 24-hour security.
Good.
But yet she hasn't been paying the bills. She's $73,000 behind in car payments for the city. So they're getting ready to come repo 6 police cars and like 7 other different city vehicles. I think the city phones got shut off because she didn't pay the bills. They've all been approved and appropriated. And I don't know whether I don't know if she signs the checks or how that city works, because different cities in different areas work differently. It's kind of like Louisiana and stuff calling their areas parishes.
Right.
And it comes back from, that French.
From the French over there.
All that, yeah. To where we're neighborhoods.
Right.
So, but yeah, I just think that there's other places that they could have built on before going there.
Right.
Most definitely.
But they did decide to seize the land that the homeless are using over in that general area.
Mm-hmm. So, yep, they the one on Elm Avenue beside the little stop and go or whatever it is, has all the trash on it. They've seized that land. They were able to do that because the owner has 2 addresses, one in Roanoke, one in New York, and he was $7,000 behind on tax payments. Public taxes. So they're able to come in and seize that land. Yeah. It's the same thing that and I had no idea of this. They seized the land over there at Valley View, where Sam's is, where they've been doing all that work where the homeless used to be there. Yeah. They were able to seize that land, and that's the city that put the fence around it and put the bigger flood air, the bigger retaining pond and stuff over there. Huh. And they did that. They were able to seize that because of back taxes, I think, too. And that the people were not able to keep. Evidently, you're supposed to keep those people off the land,
right?
Well, the homeless off the land, because that was in the news article. That's what it said. The city had said, the person's out of town, so we're not able to say, hey, you got to keep that trash and stuff off. Right. The trash that they leave, not the people.
Right.
I wanted to clarify myself.
Right. Well, because here's my question, not necessarily concern, but it's probably best to state my concern with that. If that were my land or my house, y'all would tell me they were squatters and I don't have rights to go kick them out.
Right. But where they would try to get you is the trash on the land.
Right.
So they wouldn't necessarily have you kicking people off your land. They would get you on trash violations, or like at nights, the homeless build a fire up on top of the hill to keep warm.
Right.
Well, people have ridden by there and seen the fire and called the fire department. Well, the fire department has to respond.
Show up,
they have to show up. It can't be, that's just the people that build a fire up there.
Right.
They have to show up, and so it's taking away city resources. Nobody's cleaning that mess up because it's not it wasn't the city property.
Right.
And so nobody was cleaning that mess up. The city was allocating people to go out, and I guess they're probably adding it to whatever bill, but the city was going out and having to clean it up anyway. So
gotcha.
And it's right around the corner from the area's largest homeless shelter.
Right.
But I think they're asked to leave during the day. And so this is where they kind of go hang out.
Right.
So who knows? We'll see if they put a fence around it, or some of the homeless people are like, hey, you should make a park out of it, or I don't know what the answer is with any of that, really.
Right.
I think, I'm not getting political. We'll move on. Good news, though, over off of Lafayette, the Goodwill, where they're building the grocery store, and then they've also putting in the high school there for adults.
The adult high school.
It got approved by the state.
Okay.
So I guess they got accreditation or whatever from the state.
Good deal. The state's moving quick on something.
Right.
And then in a significant shift, the Roanoke school officials proposed moving away from Durham. That's the one.
Yeah, that's the one we talked about earlier. And as I put that there, and as I continue to read other articles, it talked about them going with Zoom or
with the
Zoom or
California
whatever.
Zoom.
Yeah, going with them. So kind of good. Mill Mountain, the Mountain Valley pipeline has other delays and more money. I think it's going to cost up to $7.65 billion now.
Okay.
It's supposed to be complete by the end of the summer.
Well, it at $3.35 a gallon nowadays. Okay.
Yeah. And it covered, and I didn't realize it covered this much. It covers like 302 miles or something like that.
Right.
They've had to go under, it was 100 and some different creeks and things like that. They still have a couple, I think 13 left that they have to go under, and some of them are bigger creeks or rivers.
Right.
And then parts of the Appalachian Trail they're having to go under.
Right.
Because they don't want that to mess up the Appalachian Trail.
Right.
So they have to go under some of the parts of Appalachian Trail.
Right. Yeah.
But I think but you also look at their profits.
Right.
And that's where it tells the tale.
Right.
Well,
and because if I understand correctly, and I may not, I've been out of the pipe business for quite some time now. That being said, I think basically a whole lot of what this does is it's a much better, much more pure, or not refinery, but well that they're at. And it's halfway replacing the Mid-Atlantic pipeline that used to feed the ones in Bedford that they shut down, or Montvale they shut down and everything. I think this helps bypass that. I think it got into talks when that pipeline got hacked a couple of years ago. And they were like,
with the ransomware.
We need a bypass.
Right.
So.
Well, hopefully it'll do something for us, but you look at the company's profits and they've more than doubled over the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden we're off budget.
Right.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
But, Carilion Memorial Hospital's new tower is on course for a 2025 opening. Does anybody here work for Carilion or have a connection in Carilion that can tell me what's going in that tower?
It said it in the article today.
Well, because my son has worked there for a couple years on and off. Hey, man, well, they've been working on this thing for 3 years. What's going in there? I have no idea.
Patient rooms, some different surgical rooms, and some offices.
Okay.
And the reason they're doing that is it takes off some of the pull on the older part of the hospital. Okay. So it'll allow them to go in and update a lot of the older hospital once they shift around.
Gotcha.
And plus they got the new kidney thing going too. And I don't know if that's going to end up there too, or.
Well, and that's kind of what I was hoping.
Right. And it may end up being that way.
Hoping the transplant center was going there.
Or hopefully some of because honestly, I feel like with Carilion, my doctors are everywhere. My doctor's on Brambleton, but if I need to take a lab test, then I got to go over here to this, across town here.
Yeah.
Got to go down there to get, so I feel like I'm driving everywhere to get to my appointments. I'd rather go to one building and be like, hey, you're going to go down to the 4th floor.
Right.
And they go take your blood. Then you go come back up to the 6th floor.
Because when Mom was going through all her stuff, you pick her up at Memorial. Her next appointment could be, I knew the name of that area.
River's Edge area? Or
there's what's the name of the school over there by Memorial?
Crystal Springs.
Thank you. The Crystal Spring area, or it may be over in the old U-Crops building. Oh, wait, no, that office is out by Smith Mountain Lake. Oh, this office.
Yep.
Oh, my Jesus.
Now you at Tanglewood Mall. You end up there.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, my God, just give me an address.
And it's just awkward. Like the Tanglewood Mall, and I don't know if you've done anything over there, but it's so awkward because like most of the things you go into that main area of the building.
Right.
It's 2 floors and they got like the the dentistry there, and they've got the psychology and all this other stuff there, right?
Right.
Well, then, like if you go to ENT, you got to go out, around, back into the mall that way, up the escalator. And I'm like, really?
Back into
You
pennies.
couldn't put just the door to get, if you go down that hallway, it's going to kick you out into the mall. It's going to be on your left or on your right.
Right.
Yeah. No, they didn't think that through. No hallway to get you out into the outside.
Right. Sorry.
We're on a rampage tonight.
Right. Nothing made us happy this week.
No. And I started it out with trying to put Mary in an RV.
Trying to put me in a car. But
see, Mary, I told him that the RV might be a good date night place for you guys. So I don't know. I'm just thinking here, spitballing. That's
right. That's what we do.
There's a lot of people hiring this week. 911 still hiring. Mm-hmm. Roanoke City has 61 job openings. Everything from clerk to accountant to Parks and Rec.
There you go. And that comes with government benefits.
That's right.
City benefits. U.S. Foods, that new place that they opened, they're hiring.
Yep, they're hiring for delivery too.
Yeah,
in the warehouse and stuff too. So yep, all food establishments. It doesn't matter where you go.
Right.
If you don't have common sense, don't come to Magadu's, please. We need
or a car.
Yeah, I don't even care about a car as long as you just get to work.
Right.
That's been the downfall of people, and it's not just Magadu's; it's everywhere. People are doing that. It is.
And obviously, Carillion's hiring for that new tower.
Always hiring. I think a little bit like the idea of date night in there. You set up some candles, take your little dinner out there.
That's right.
See, sometimes Selena, I'll have a date night in the bedroom.
Right.
We'll get takeout and just go down the bedroom. We'll eat dinner and watch a movie sleep through a movie on the TV. Right. We'll shut the door, and that's our date night.
Tell the kids if it doesn't involve a broken bone, a lot of blood, or fire, go away. Be a kid.
That's right. If it's blues, it's still a fire.
Yeah. No. It's a flame.
Things to do this weekend. Disney on Ice. I didn't even know this was coming. I thought it was a joke. But Disney on Ice is coming to the Berglund Center this weekend.
Okay.
I asked Selena if she knew, and she goes, yeah, then I forgot about it.
Right.
So we may or may not go. I don't know.
Gotcha. Got ODAC men's and women's basketball tournament in Salem.
That's always a good time. That's a lot of basketball for the weekend.
I
know people that go and watch it all the time.
And I'm 5'5". I never got a whole lot into basketball. That was not one I was going to play.
Right.
So,
what's so funny is, 5'10".
I was not Spud Webb.
You had no jump. I'm 5'10", but I was 5'10" in the 8th grade.
Right.
And so playing rec ball, I always played center. Or power forward, because I was always taller than everybody. Right. But then as an adult, like when I played church ball, I'm the size of a small forward.
Right.
A small guard or whatever. Right. And so a lot of times in church ball, they'd pass me the ball, they'd take it down. I'm like, oh no, I can't dribble. Right. I can rebound, I can box you out, I can set a mean pick. Right. But other than that, I don't dribble. Right. I may dribble to get into space so I can put it back up. That's it. And then you have the 20th annual Explore Your Limits 5K and 10K at the Explore Park.
Okay.
So not a whole terrible lot. There's a lot of different bands and stuff playing at all of our local little pubs and breweries and things like that. Yeah. So there's a lot of music going on this weekend, but just wasn't a lot of outdoor activities and things like that.
I think Grandin Theater's got Lion King. I don't know if it's the original or
it's called Lion King Jr.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, because Jonathan's going to see it tomorrow with his class.
Okay. Yeah. Lion King. Yeah, it's a play.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's a play.
Okay.
We'll have to look
It's
that
very
up.
possible. He told me he was going to Lion King Theater.
I'll tell you. Let me look real quick because I'm pretty sure it was a play. Lion King Jr. And in Roanoke. Yeah, it is tomorrow, and it's actually at the Brambleton. It's the Brambleton Center?
Okay.
Cave Spring Middle, actually.
Okay. Well,
It's a Cave Spring Middle School.
apparently I don't communicate as well with our 11-year-old as I thought. I was pretty sure he told me they were going to Grandin.
And it may be.
What's up, Lux?
Oh, Mr. Lux has come up in here. Yep. But yeah, it's Lion King Jr.
Okay.
And
Easy enough.
yeah. So you got birthday party this weekend, yes?
I got birthday dinner on tomorrow. Probably some indoor rehab between the boys' room and the youngest room. We'll find out how far we get into that. And that should be all I've got for the weekend. I'll be able to let you know better tomorrow.
That's right.
How about y'all?
We are stocking up on candy.
Right.
So I've been running candy. We just did our apples in a fry shape.
Right.
Easier to eat. I love it.
Gonna have to try those.
Yeah, they're really good. Actually did some cinnamon toast crunch on some of the apples and bananas. Those are really good. I didn't do enough to bag, but just enough to be like, hey, is this something I could entertain?
Right.
It was really good. So we're just stocking up. Selena leaves the 1st of March for 10 days with Tegan. That'll allow me to get a lot of the honeydew list stuff. But this weekend, I'm hoping to get plastic over all my raised beds.
Okay.
So I can start planning some of my stuff for spring.
Right.
I feel like I'm already behind. I'm not. It's only February, but I still feel like I'm like, oh my gosh, especially when like next week we're gonna have a couple 60 and almost 70-degree days.
Right. Exactly.
I'll be like, oh my gosh, but now's the time this weekend to do it because that will heat the ground up really nice under those beds.
Well, I'm getting my first 2 or 3 used windows that aren't all busted up and everything next week to get that started as far as building the greenhouse in the back. It's going to take a while. It's going to take a ton of windows.
Oh, yeah. What you do is you just reach out to a window company.
Okay.
Hey, what do you do with your old windows that you're taking out?
Right.
And they may let you come pick up a bunch.
Okay. May have to try that. Uh-oh. Brooklyn Vicks. I actually have no connections at UVA.
Me either.
But it's good to see you coming back in.
That's right.
Hadn't seen you in a while. Of course, we missed last week. But it's been a while since I've seen Lux's name come across.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I don't know anybody from UVA or.
No, I don't know that I've heard much out of UVA since Ralph Sampson's.
Right. Well, they got a butt whipping by Virginia Tech this week.
Did they?
So Monday night. It was either Saturday or Monday night when they played.
Right.
And Tech was just like whooping them, and that doesn't usually happen to UVA basketball.
I take that back. Chris Long went to UVA, played football at UVA.
Chris Long.
Yep. He's with the Steelers now, so I don't know how much more I can dislike that guy. I still don't dislike him as much as Tom Brady with Michigan and the Patriots tuck rule.
Right.
But
Right. Absolutely. So we have nothing else on the thing.
Not that I can come up with.
Glad the sound came back on.
Oh, no doubt. And thank you a little bit for being our sound checker, staying with us and making sure we got audio and video and all that stuff. Because she's basically tech. I love her much more than an employee, but she is the best tech support we got at this place. So.
We could have her.
God bless her.
We could make her a sound person at home. She could do the cameras and stuff.
That's right. But if you wanna help her out, she's on Whatnot again this Sunday at 3. Mary Little Bitch Creations.
All right.
Check out. She's started doing this new intricate type bookmark. Love it. I think she's going to sell a ton of them.
Lux wants to know where's the candy. I didn't bring any today. We haven't brought any in a little while because I haven't run anything that you couldn't look right at and go, oh, yep, that's a lemon head.
Right.
Yep, that's
a gummy bear.
yeah. So I haven't brought anything new that you couldn't tell what it is, and we have some new things coming out. We got some taffy on order, and I've got all of our taffy's on sale. It just melts in your mouth. But I've got some frosted cupcake that has like little confetti. It looks like confetti pieces in it.
Right.
Well, I'm going to warm it up just enough to add Pop Rocks in there and mix the Pop Rocks, so that way when you pop the taffy in your mouth as it melts, the Pop Rocks go off.
Oh wow, that's going to be.
Got to come up with a name for those, but we definitely just trying to prepare a bulk. I got 2 big cases of Peeps, Dr. Pepper Peeps for the Dr. Pepper Park.
Okay. Well, have you told everybody it is?
It's official.
Yeah.
I haven't officially. We have signed with the Dr. Pepper Park to be exclusive freeze-dried candy people.
Yep.
There, and so hopefully it'll go good. We'll be at every one of their events. We've already put out our little menu. We'll have a little surprise. I mean, we're going to just bring the basics pretty much.
Right.
And then we'll have some little, hey, this time we have sprees, or this time we have, and then maybe a new product or something. But they have our menu. If you have, and this is something that if you have a season ticket to the Dr. Pepper Park, you get a 15% discount.
Okay.
You have to show
that's fair.
Show your little ID and stuff, but or your little card or whatever they give you at the Dr. Pepper Park.
I say that it's not my company.
Yeah,
but I mean, it seems fair to me.
Yeah. Well, and
fair enough.
Our prices are in these events because it depends on what you pay too.
Right.
Our prices fluctuate a little bit because of that.
Right.
So, but yeah, season ticket holders, and then we'll do little giveaways and stuff like that. And you better believe that every act that plays, I'm going to try to see if I can give them a basket of some of our goodies as a welcome.
That's right.
And it's a good way to almost go national or to push further than where we're at.
Heck yeah.
So I don't know if it's allowed, but we're going to find out.
Only one way to find out.
I did find out that at trade, like when you do like crafting events, it is frowned upon if you send your 2 daughters out handing out samples to everybody.
Right.
They have to come by your booth. You can't just send them out and.
Yeah, that's wrong.
So, because I tried that, my daughters were in the elf outfits at Christmas.
The venue is wrong.
That's right. And hell, they didn't get 3 booths down before somebody's like, "Hey, you kids can't do that." What?
I'm pretty sure I just watched them. Yes, they can.
See, I haven't had Dr. Knee-High. You say you love Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I haven't had Dr. Knee-High. Now I've had, what is it, Dr. Cougar or whatever?
Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, Dr. Thunder or something like that. I just actually ordered a Dr. Pepper flavoring that should be in this coming up week.
Okay.
And we have the Dr. Pepper Peeps.
Okay.
We also have the peanut butter brittle.
Yeah.
It's made with Dr. Pepper too.
And that sounds good.
But if that flavoring is stronger, then I'm going to try to add it to the brittle. But also I may do Rice Krispie treats or Dr. Pepper flavored Rice Krispie treats.
Right.
Rice Krispie treats freeze dried are awesome. They're really good. But I mean,
that would be good because I love the taste of a Rice Krispie treat. I'm just not big on all
the chewiness,
the marshmallow texture. You know, I like the again the taste, but
yeah. Well, maybe next week we'll do Rice Krispie treats just to show.
All right. Heck yeah.
Just to show.
Especially if Lux is coming back next week.
That's right. Lux, we're going to do Rice Krispie treats next week. I did do some for Valentine's Day, and you know what? We didn't sell any of them. But I did some with freeze-dried strawberries in there.
Right.
The Rice Krispie treats. And then I did some of Rice Krispie treats using Cocoa Pebbles.
Okay.
With strawberries in there too. So this week we're going to work on doing like cereal bars, like the Rice Krispie treats.
Right.
But I'll do like I have Captain Crunch. We'll do Captain Crunch with freeze-dried bananas in it. So now you've got the peanut butter banana taste. So we're going to get fancy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be good stuff.
So we're going to get fancy. But no, Selena's ultimate goal is to do marshmallows. to make
Okay.
marshmallows, and I
Right.
never knew how fancy you can get on those things. So that's all her. She's the creative part of it. I'm just
Right.
the geek and,
Right.
and the labor part.
Ooh, yeah, I can get that in there.
Yep. Oh, crunch berries. Oh, this is the new Skittle that I'm getting ready to try. Somebody's done. None of this is my creation. Somebody's done it somewhere. The little what's the taquitos? The Takis.
The Takis?
Yeah.
Takis?
So somebody's taken and crushed those and rolled them in Skittles.
Huh.
And so I know that
I don't know how I feel
our
about
south
that.
of the border, our south of the border Skittles are really good. It's got the tahini and chamoy.
Okay.
It's like a chili lime.
Right.
They're really good. They'd be really good with a nice beer. So I think the Takis would probably be the same.
Okay.
But hopefully by market, the starts March 16th. So I've got about a little over 3 weeks?
3 weeks now?
Yeah, I got about 3 weeks until market starts, and I'm hoping to roll out a blue raspberry, like a sour blue raspberry Skittle too.
Okay.
So
Nice.
and that's what'll set us apart from everybody else, and
Right.
and we may be able to do Captain Crunch berries
Crunch berries.
on the Skittles
Oh,
if we grind them down enough.
right.
So, but we could do Crunch berry cereal bars too.
All right.
And then once we get approved, we can actually do legit cereal bars,
Okay.
but we can't do milk right now.
Right.
So anyway, I just rambled for like forever. So anyway, good to have you back, Lux.
Yep. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Gus.
Yep, Gus, hopefully you still hung on. If you didn't enjoy the other show, watched a repeat. And Lux said there's a new Virginia skateboard league in Virginia,
Huh.
as they took away the Salem skate park.
Is that out by okay,
It's out in
yeah.
Virginia Beach. Yeah, that's where it always
I
is.
figured
Near
it'd be the beach
Trashmore.
or Chesapeake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
near Trashmore, probably.
Oh,
So
probably. Yeah.
anyway, guys, until next time.